member for London West.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Premier. Ryan and his family live in a two-bedroom apartment in London West that was built in 2021. He pays $2,015 a month and just received notice of a $350 rent increase, which is more than 17% and 7 times the provincial rent increase guideline. That's an additional $4,200 a year that Ryan will somehow have to find at a time when groceries, utilities, insurance, and other bills just keep rising. If he can't make it work, Ryan will have no choice but to move out. And this could keep happening year after year. Speaker, will the Premier act now to prohibit the exorbitant rent increases that tenants like Ryan face annually in buildings that were constructed since 2018?
Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing.
Well, Speaker, we'll have to go back to 2018 when the government made the decision in the fall economic statement to lift rent controls. And we did it for one purpose. We did it to incentivize the construction of purpose-built rental buildings in Ontario. So what did that decision, what did that accomplish? Well, last year, in 2021, we had the highest level of purpose-built rental construction since the early 90s. And that was so successful. Despite the fact that New Democrats didn't support that initiative, it showed that it's success. Part of what we're doing in Bill 23 is we're again incentivizing the construction of rental accommodation by eliminating the development charges so we can get shovels in the ground faster. So the tenants in London, tenants across Ontario will have affordable rental opportunities. That's exactly why the government put this policy in place.
Supplementary, member for London.
Speaker, another London West constituent is a private sponsor for a refugee family from Syria. He had less than 2 months' notice to find rental accommodation for the sponsored family. With very few options, he signed a lease on a post-2018 apartment and later learned that the landlord is not bound by the provincial rent increase guideline, which was nowhere mentioned in the lease agreement. He is concerned that unethical landlords could use rent increases to force out tenants they may not want, like a refugee family, an action that would clearly be prohibited by Ontario's Human Rights Code. Can the Premier explain why he is allowing landlords to use unaffordable rent increases as a way to effectively evict tenants from their housing?
Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing.
Well, again, Speaker, I don't know the details of the case that the member opposite is outlining, but what I do know is that we provide strong tenant protections at the Landlord-Tenant Board and also through the Rental Housing Enforcement Unit. That's part of the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing. So what I would say to that family is to contact those two organizations. But again, Speaker, I want to highlight that this government has made some significant tenant protections as part of our strengthening community housing and protecting tenants in Ontario. And I want to, again, let those tenants know what New Democrats did when they had an opportunity to stand up for increased fines against unethical landlords. They voted against it, Speaker.